Italy ferry fire, scores awaiting rescue. More than 160 people are still awaiting rescue on the deck of a blazing Italian ferry amid freezing temperatures off the Greek island of Corfu. Helicopter crews have been winching small groups of people to safety despite gale force winds. Greek officials said 316 of the 478 people on board had been evacuated by early Monday. One person died trying to escape from the ship. The fire reportedly broke out on a car deck before dawn on Sunday. The ferry Norman Atlantic was traveling from Patras in Greece to Ancona in Italy. Passengers described panicking as the heat rose, then freezing as they stood on decks awaiting rescue. The Italian Coast Guard carries a body during an operation to rescue a stricken Italian ferry. 100 of those on board were taken off the ferry during the night in challenging conditions. The wife of one of the cooks told journalists she had had a call from her husband saying, "I cannot breathe, we are all going to burn like rats, God save us." Another passenger told Greek TV station Mega, "We are outside, we are very cold, the ship is full of smoke, the boat is still burning, the floors are boiling, underneath the cabins it must be burning since 5 o'clock, the boats that came to rescue us are gone, and we are here. They cannot take us." Hypothermia helicopters crews fitted with night vision equipment worked through the night to rescue passengers despite difficult conditions. 100 people were taken off the ferry during the night, the Italian Coast Guard said. Italian Air Force helicopter pilot, Maj Antonio Lanive told Italian state TV that acrid smoke had filled his helicopter cabin, making the rescue even more challenging. Most of the rescued passengers have been transferred to nearby ships, although some have been taken directly to hospital. 3 children and a pregnant woman are among those being treated in hospital for hypothermia, according to the Associated Press news agency. The first rescue ship carrying 49 people arrived at the port of Bari early on Monday morning. The BBC's James Reynolds says that emergency workers in the port of Brindisi had waited late into the night for rescued passengers to arrive, but had strong winds forced rescue vessels to try to dock elsewhere on the Italian coast. The Italian Navy said that the body of a Greek man and his injured wife had also been removed from the ship. It is unclear how her husband died, but the Greek Coast Guard told AP that both passengers had been found trapped in a lifeboat escape chute. Coast Guard ADM Giovanni Pettorino said that a member of the Italian military had also been injured during the rescue. A woman is lifted from the deck of an Italian ferry that caught fire. Rescuers have been using airlifts to get people to safety. Image of the rescue operations of the ferry Norman Atlantic on fire in the Adriatic Sea, December 28, 2014. Passengers have been waiting on the ferry's upper decks to be rescued. Footage released by the Italian Coast Guard showed the ferry shrouded in smoke. Footage released by the Italian Coast Guard showed the ferry shrouded in smoke. Nearby merchant vessels aligned themselves in formation to protect the ship from waves and facilitate the rescue. This is a complicated rescue mission. The visibility is poor and the weather conditions are difficult, but we are confident because there are a good number of ships in the area, Greece Merchant Marine Minister Miltiadis Varvatsiadis said. Mr. Varvatsiadis later told reporters the fire had been brought partly under control. Most of those on board were Greek. Others came from Italy, Turkey, Albania, Germany, and many other countries, officials said. A passenger manifest said that 2 Britons were on board, but the BBC understands that there may have been as many as 6. Greek ferry map vessels try to extinguish the fire at the Italian-flagged Norman Atlantic after it caught fire in the Adriatic Sea, on December 28, 2014. This photo taken by a nearby ship shows other vessels trying to extinguish the fire. View of the rescue operations of the ferry Norman Atlantic on fire in the Adriatic Sea, December 28, 2014. The fire is believed to have started in the ship's car deck. A handout photograph provided by Greek news website sky.gr shows objects in the sea close to the area where the ferry Norman Atlantic was on fire in the Adriatic Sea, December 28, 2014. Some passengers took to life rafts to escape the burning ship. A man is carried by paramedics as passengers of the ferry that caught fire in the channel between Italy and Albania arrive at a Brindisi hospital, southern Italy, on December 28, 2014. Many of the passengers spent hours exposed to the cold and stormy elements. It is not yet clear what caused the fire. The chief executive of the Vicentini group that owns the vessel, Carlo Vicentini, said the ferry had passed a recent technical inspection despite a slight malfunction in one of the fire doors, Italy's ANSA news agency reports. The tests confirmed that the boat was in full working order, he said, adding that the fire door had been repaired to the satisfaction of the inspectors. Ferries are an important mode of transport between Greece's hundreds of islands as well as neighboring countries.